Anyway, not long after that did Rachel tell me she lost her virginity to Daniel. And, you know, sex could be an accident, but I told her it could lead to pregnancy. She wouldn't believe me. Sooner or later, it'll happen, and it will slip, and she can't afford it because she lives in California, and Mexicans rule California, at least in her area anyway. So it's kind of bad. The Mexicans were actually thinking about kicking her and her parents, or her family, out of the house that she's currently living in now because they can hardly pay the rent. Sorry, not my fault. Um, little afterwards, Abigail told me she lost her virginity. You know, this is where it gets hectic. It's none of my business. Why tell me? You know, I told Rachel's mom right after Rachel told me. Told her to stop. I told Rachel to stop. She wouldn't listen to me. I told her mom. Her mom didn't care. As a matter of fact, it got to Michelle's parents, and Michelle's parents were mad at me, and they tried to get her to stop talking. More or less to break up with me. And I was like, hey, I'm the good influence here. What the hell's the problem? Here's the problem. Parents these days can let their children do whatever they want. Is that a bad thing? Of course. But they must learn their own way, I guess. So I let it go. And now, me and Michelle broke up a long time ago, all because of shit I even forgot. Oh, about that whole trust issue. And it's like, all the girls in California that I actually knew have lost their virginities. Why not Michelle? I mean, she might cheat on me because of the fact, her little sister did it. Um, yeah, I knew her little sister did it because it was all over her MySpace. But anyway, I knew her little sister did it. I knew her two friends did it, and they were close friends, really close. So what would stop Michelle, right? I mean, first there was Grizz, then there was Michelle, and there was a lot of girls before that, and I didn't get close to that whole subject in person. And then comes Vito. Um, his name is Tony Vitale. Okay, I do not mentally harass girls, and anything he says would be a freaking lie due to that video right here. You watch this video. Pause this. Watch this video. I'll give you 5 seconds. Pause. And we're back again. Um, so, uh, yeah, it's like me and Michelle were dating. Yes, it's true. But I wasn't mentally harassing them. I wasn't doing anything of that sort. The thing was, what was stopping Michelle? It wasn't me, because nobody from California would listen to my advice, apparently, as you would see. The fact is, these people will never learn if they don't take advice seriously. As it comes to trade, it's never good. So I pushed California aside. Now, onto my personal life. Me and Michelle have stopped talking for a long time now, since last year, late last year. And I saw a video of Vito's. Now, when me and Michelle were dating, Vito's been stepping in, trying to get her to cheat on me, without her knowing, because she could be taken advantage of real easily, and he's done that. That's where the Sally and Sonic thing came in. It was pathetic, and they call me torturous. You know what, Vito? Say what you want. It's not going to bother me, because I know it's all a lie. So, back to the topic. Me and Danielle are starting to date now. We've been dating since late last year. After me and Michelle, stopped talking. Um, Me and Danielle started hanging out because we got into these games, movies, and anime, etc. Then it got to the point. This is the same thing me and Michelle's had for a long time. Now, since we live in the same town, in the same neighborhood, what's stopping us from dating? I asked her. She said okay. First date went freaking well, actually. Midnight strolls to moonlight to talking about games. I know it's not your average dating theme, but it worked for me. So 3 months later, we start, you know, getting personal, kissing. Why? Okay. But yeah, it's fun. Fun to hold someone that you're not living with too far away. You know, like in California to Pennsylvania. You get the idea. Grizz lived in Pennsylvania, but she lived in a different town, and I couldn't reach there in 3 hours. Could not. Serious, swear to God. Anyway, Grizz had a kid at the age of 18 before she even graduated. Now, all of her friends told me she never cheats because she was faithful and she was crazy about me. Well, why did I see her in front of webcam, fingering herself to somebody else? Gory detail, but still. Um, that was just the half of it. It's like they don't mind, but I ended it right there. She's been wanting to talk to me because she felt hurt and that she hurt me. Well, the fact is, she did me wrong and she has the rights to feel that way, but still, she has no rights talking to me anymore. And I feel, great about it. Because at first she keeps coming back to me, asking me if we could be friends. I said okay for once. But one of her boyfriends, okay, uh, asked me what it was like dating her. I was like, well, she cheated on me. And I guess I'm okay with that now. And she's like, she cheated on you. Wow. Then it got him thinking. I was like, okay, why is he taking so long to reply to me now? Well, it's because the next day later, he broke up with her because of that little detail. Told him how it was. So that's how it went. She got mad at me, so she stopped talking to me. I was like, fine, as long as she leaves me alone. Same with Danielle, or Michelle. Uh, they hacked my Lyoko Hearts account for YouTube. And due to that hacking detail, it's no longer existent. So don't look for it. That's why I made this account. It's friendly, and it has nothing to do with giving out my account info at all anymore. I swear to God, it's the end. Now you'll see the cheery Will, not the mopey Will with the drama going on, and that's it. Except right now, you'll see me with my new happy family, and on the extent of making my life a lot more happier. And of course, you guys get to live our lives with us. If I ever bring that freaking camera back out, I'll be doing some live shows on Blog TV. Considering the fact that I live here, and you guys can join in. So yeah, links in the sub bar. Excuse me, but excuse me. But by the way, how do you like the YouTube changes? Because I like the sidebar better, 5 stars better. I liked it just right whenever I started YouTube. Wait, did I say MySpace before? I was totally wrong. Anyway, part 5 might come up if I have something to talk about. So, I'll see you next time.